post-processing will be used to analyze the results. We can view different contours and vector plots on the symmetry plane and set, lift and drag variables. First, let's set the pressure contour on the symmetry plane. We can change the range to local, taking a minimum maximum pressure from the plane selected, and increase the number of contours. We can then add velocity and turbulent kinetic energy contours, which shows the energy in the wake region, changing the number of contours and scale when required. We can then determine the y-plus on the surface of the fairing. This will show a 1 mm sliver of the contour. We can use scaling to make the contour viewable by adding a multiplier of 1000 to the first box, which is the x direction. If needed, under the default legend view 1, you can change the notation from scientific to fixed. After setting up the contours, we can show the velocity vectors on each cell of the symmetry plane, changing the scale if needed. We can use this as another check to ensure velocity direction and magnitude of the walls are correct. The turbulent viscosity ratio is the ratio between the turbulent and laminar viscosity. By plotting this against the symmetry plane, we can see the transition of the boundary layer from the laminar sublayer to the turbulent log region. Now let's show the mesh on the symmetry plane and create a new variable called TVR for turbulent viscosity ratio, and input the expression shown on the screen. This will be used to determine if we can capture the boundary layer appropriately later on when we start doing our mesh study. We can now add expressions for CL and CD as shown on the screen, and right-click to make them an output variable. This way we can view parameters of different simulations under the parameter window, which is quicker than opening up individual simulations. Now we can also create a report to share with others. With the contour and vectors activated, add to create a figure. Create a table with the expressions made and click on the Report View tab on the bottom. This will show you all the figures and tables you have created, some simulation information, and then save. Ticking the Generate CFD Viewer will allow anyone to view a specific contour using CFD Post without having to open the full simulation. Now that we have the Fluent setup and post-processing ready, we can now go back and refine the mesh. This means any mesh changes can be easily made and the setup and post automatically updated.